Welcome to the Fantasy Football Profit Podcast, hosted by Craig Phillips and Jeff Torrey. Visit us at fantasyfootballprofit.com. And now your hosts, Craig and Jeff.
Welcome everyone to the Fantasy Football Profit Podcast. I'm Craig Phillips, joined as always by Jeff Torrey. And today we're doing another auction mock. We've been doing these a little bit here. We're trying different strategies as we do these auction mock drafts. We try to give you guys an idea of maybe how they play out. Last week we did studs and duds. I did that. Jeff did like a zero RB wide receiver heavy strategy. I don't think either of us really loved those drafts, but they were interesting. Today we're going to try different approaches. Jeff's going to do like a sit and wait approach, where basically we're going to let the top guys at each position kind of go, maybe top 10 at each position, and then see what kind of team you can field from these middle, the middle tiers of the draft when you have maybe more money than everybody else at that point. Maybe you can get a really good team. We'll find out. I'm going to try a hero running back strategy, which is basically you go big for one guy and then you fill in the rest how it works. So kind of my idea for this is I'm going to go in. I'm trying to figure out as I do this, I need one of these top running backs, right? Jonathan Taylor-ish. I think I'm just going to say that. Jonathan Taylor. I'm getting Jonathan Taylor. Sometimes there's a guy you want. You don't care what you pay, right? So that's going to be me. I'm going to go into this draft. Let's try this out. I want Jonathan Taylor on my team. I don't care what it costs. I want Jonathan Taylor on my team. And you know what? See how it works, right? Let's try it. So that's going to be my strategy. His current price as you start this thing is $61. So we'll see what I have to pay for him. But I'm going to go into a draft and try it because sometimes there might be a guy you just want and you want to see what plays out. So be interesting. I haven't really done that before. See how it plays out. So we got a minute here. We'll get started. Jeff and I are also in the middle of a dynasty draft right now, a slow draft, which is a good time. Jeff had two awesome picks, I think, in the third round. Didn't have a pick until the third round. You get yourself Alex Pierce and Romeo Dubs, whatever he goes by.
Yeah, Dubs. Yeah. I mean, it's working out. Very, very interesting. The way we're doing it too, being slow and pretty much sending all the picks into Craig and then he's listing them out. So there's been a lot of wheeling and dealing where there's normally not if you're, drafting through ESPN, which is really cool. It is another option for anyone that really likes a little more intense drafting, but you do have to have someone that's willing to kind of take that responsibility on, which Craig is definitely willing to, thank God.
Yeah.
But I know in a lot of leagues probably wouldn't.
And also relegation leagues. I've been sending out invites asking for draft times. If you haven't got any kind of invite yet or even asked about your draft time, probably because you maybe changed your Instagram name or maybe you signed up through email last year, get a hold of us, fantasyfootballprofit@gmail.com or Instagram.com/fantasyfootballprofit, and we'll get you signed up. Probably about 10 to 15 leagues invites have already gone out. So get in there. If you haven't heard, you'll let us know. We'll get you signed up here. And here we go.
And was it likely?
Let's see if it's Jonathan Taylor. It's Allen Robinson.
No.
Interesting. That's an odd start, right?
All right. That was his that was someone else's idea or strategy to throw out a middle guy and then
throw
see
a middle
what
guy
happens.
that maybe they want.
Yeah.
Yep. So that'll be interesting. Jeff, you are up next actually to nominate. So you get to nominate first. Allen Robinson's at $10 right now. It's interesting. What was his pre-draft value? $9? Okay. It's always odd when you throw like a really like a mid to low tier guy out there in the first picks. I don't know. It's always odd what kind of pricing they go for. Here you go. Jeff threw out John Taylor. Here we go. Let's see what happens. I'm going for it.
Yeah. So Craig needs him. As far as me, it doesn't matter because I'm just getting money off the board.
Yep. I'm just going to have to. I might have to pay 90. I don't know who else is in here and wants him, what they're going to do here.
So he's slated to go for 61. We'll find out how high.
You just got to do it, right? Hey, I want Jonathan Taylor on my team. And then who's to say I'm not going to get another big time guy? It's just I'm just going for Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, this is horse crap.
Boom.
I wanted to hit bid, but I was like, that's not what I'm doing right now.
$58. I got him undervalue. And that's what we've told people before. We've told this about in the past. The first guy.
Oh, come on. And now Cooper Kupp's going for more.
Yeah. But so a lot of times the top guy goes for less, like at running back. For some reason, it just happens, right? It happens more often than I've seen it so many times. So let's get Jonathan Taylor. I went, hey, my strategy worked, right? And there went Kupp went for 61 after I got Taylor for 58. And this is standard, right? We're in standard. We're not in We're not in
PPI.
Yeah, so Derrick Henry's up right now. He's up over $62. Man, Jonathan Taylor. See, you go big, go for it right away. I'm telling you, I really think that's the strategy sometimes. And you get the guy right away, and you're in good shape. So Jonathan Taylor goes, or not, Derrick Henry goes for 62. So beautiful, Jeff. I'm loving the way this draft started.
There's also why you don't lock yourself into a strategy, because as soon as I saw that happening, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I'm doing it for the podcast. So, but immediately I'd be like, yeah, if it changed it, no big deal. Like if I bid it up, like,
yep.
That's fine. But he should be going for mid 60s at minimum.
Well, now Austin Eckler's up. He's at $59. So again, Henry went for more than Taylor, who was the first one up, and so did now Eckler. He might stick here at 59. Yep, looks like he did. But still, out of the top 3 running backs that are gone, I have the best value so far. Justin Jefferson is out there now. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm very interested to find out if wide receivers actually will have bigger bids on them, like go for over their value more often than running backs, especially these big guys. I actually know. I do not think that mine waiting around is working out, because I feel like all these guys are going under.
46 for Jefferson.
There's gonna be more money left out there.
I'm nominating. I'm actually throwing out the top quarterback. I'm throwing out Josh Allen. I'm just kind of curious, because now that I got Jonathan Taylor at a price that I like, I don't usually go QB, but let's just see what Jonathan Taylor or Josh Allen goes for. Maybe I decide to go in there and go like this. Go get a number 1 quarterback to pair with my number 1 running back.
Yeah, and he was slotted to go for $19 in this specific layout.
Up to 20 right now.
What are you willing to actually go for?
Yeah, a little more. I'm not going to go for that, but $20 for Josh Allen, not bad. Jamar Chase is up. I might look at Jamar Chase here. Let's see where he goes. I don't want to wait forever because I got one guy, but I want to get another guy in this top little round. Jeff's just going to wait for a while here and see how it plays out.
My strategy.
Here's Jamar Chase. He's sitting at $47. I kind of like him. Let me try it. I might have a big stretch of going for a couple big guys. Who knows? But it's a lot less than what I got him for last week.
What is he ranked at right now? Like, what was he supposed to go for?
I don't actually know what he's right around that. He's right around value right there. I got Jamar Chase. So I added Jamar Chase to my Jonathan Taylor. $58 for Taylor, $48 for Jamar Chase. Liking my team so far. My go all in for Jonathan Taylor strategy seemed to work. Here's McCaffrey. He's up to 47. This is good value. 47 for McCaffrey. Maybe I go for McCaffrey too. 47. Screw it. $48 for McCaffrey. Oh, somebody else bid. This seems like good value here, Jeff. I might just spend all my money. It seems like good value. I'm just doing it.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be bad. Like, okay, like it's not working, but like, yeah, I think for this one, it'd be okay for you to pivot because you already went big on your one guy. That's your hero. So if the draft goes that way, but for me, it doesn't make sense because it would throw it completely out. Like yours is, this would be an option after you get that number 1 guy for cheap. And now Najee is going and he is already over 50.
What do we got here? Najee. Too much for Najee. Yeah, I don't like this one. Let's see. Najee Harris goes for 51 after McCaffrey went for 52. Najee going for 51. Me getting John Taylor for only $7 more feels really good. I feel really good about that, Jeff.
Yeah, I would too.
All right, let's see here. David Montgomery's up on the block now. Not a big fan of this one.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, it's someone I could go for if I wanted to, but I don't. So I might as well let this one go off and get more money off the board, like my original plan.
Right. Yeah, Montgomery's just not. I don't just find myself in.
Play out that way. Jeff's nominated. He's going to nominate Diggs. Montgomery went for $24 there. Diggs is up.
Yeah,
if he goes for not a bad price, I might look at it here.
Yeah, and pretty much anyone. I mean, this blows. Say, I think Tyreek Hill is the 10th wide receiver, I believe. I could be wrong, but he's about the level that I'm not going to grab. and there's a few more of those guys. And as far as running back, I feel like after Delvin, Joe Mixon and Delvin go, then I can start going in after those guys if I would like to.
Yep. All right, let's see here. So Diggs went for 48. Mixon's up. We'll see how he goes. So there are a couple guys I might target here that I might want to. I don't know if I want to spend this on guy. 39 is not bad. It's not bad at all. So I'll offer 40. If it goes up another $1.
I mean, he's supposed to go for like 45, isn't he?
46. I'm gonna offer 42. Somebody else is bidding with me here.
Yep.
You know, one more time. 44. Maybe I get him. If I do, I don't have much money left, but I'll have Taylor, Mixon, Chase. I love that start if I have it. All right, I'll take it. Taylor, Mixon, Chase. Jeff's gonna not get any of these top 10 guys. I'm gonna get them all.
I'm really interested to see who I'm going to find.
Down to 50 available dollars, so not a lot to play around with. Debo's up right now. I just don't find myself going for Debo in auction this year. It's like he's one of these guys where like I almost have to see it one more time from him. You know what I mean? He was great.
He was unbelievable, but I don't believe he can keep it up. So I just think that no matter what, you're going to be overpaying for him this year.
Debo just went for 48.
If you end up with him, I would have no problem. If you have more money than other people, if you get him for a deal, it's not a bad player. I think there's value other places.
Yep. So one thing we'll also do in an episode here coming up is do an episode just like on auction draft steals, because we're doing a bunch of auctions and we're going to start seeing some trends here and guys that are going for way too low of a price. So I can't wait to get to that when we get an idea of like where these guys are going for, because I know we'll have some in this draft again that we're just can't believe their totals. And Delvin Cook just went for $43. Not bad. Not bad, Jeff. Not bad. Here's Lenny, playoff Lenny, Leonard Fournette. I don't feel comfortable paying a good price for Leonard Fournette either. As much as I kind of like him. I loved his value last year. I don't trust Leonard Fournette enough to pay money for him like this. He's up to 41.
No, I don't either. I do not either.
When Leonard Fournette's going for 41, Dalvin Cook went for 43. I mean,
yeah, I think there's a very large distance in between those two, but I understand. It's not a drop off of a cliff as far as pricing goes, but I do always wonder if there should be more.
Right. I'm going to throw out Javonte Williams here. Again, not a guy I want to pay for. Good player. I like the player, but I think we've seen this a few times where this second year guy who's a solid year one just gets hyped to the moon. And I just don't always know why. He's a good player, but I don't know. $35 isn't bad either. He went for 35. I'm not saying it's a bad price here, but it's pretty much value. I
was going to say the only worry about him, I think there's other players I like slightly better. I like his upside. If Melvin Gordon wasn't there, it'd be different.
Oh yeah.
If they didn't bring in Russell Wilson, I think that he'll have a very good year. But I do think that I would rather have I would still rather have a Nick Chubb. I think Aaron Jones has a little more upside than him, depending on how that offense goes. I know that's a dicey one, but then you also have guys like Saquon, and
Devontae Adams just went for 45. So you're running out of guys here that are top 10 guys at this point.
Yeah,
so CeeDee Lamb,
I can really go after anyone. Well, CeeDee Lamb is I feel like CeeDee Lamb and Tyreek Hill.
That's about it.
Otherwise, I would go for them, but they're in the top 10. I'm going to let those two go. But after that, I
think you're fair game just about here. CeeDee Lamb's about it, I would say. CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill. Yep. And there goes
CeeDee Lamb goes. So after him, I will start drafting. And I really have to. I think this is the interesting one though, because you can honestly, I wouldn't mind hearing what you have to say as well. I think I have certain guys in mind that I really want to go after, because now I feel less confident about certain positions, right? So I really want to have, if I'm going to wait this long, I want to make sure I'm getting the guys I want.
So that's where you really have to pinpoint who you want if you're doing this.
Yeah.
And I think looking at the available players, you can actually pull it off, but you need to pinpoint. Yes. It's going to be Nick Chubb, right? It's going to be Saquon Barkley. It's going to be those kind of guys who you're going to put your piece of your team together with. And then you'll go after Marquise Brown in a bit, but something like that.
Right.
And let's see here. CeeDee Lamb went for 41, and there's Zeke here.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Zeke go. I mean, it wouldn't be bad, but I have enough money where I can make sure I get Chubb, which I think would be great. We just found out that that Deshaun Watson is going to serve a 6-game suspension, more than
Kind of
likely.
what we thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's fine though. So 6 games of high production by Chubb, it should be, or at least they need to use him. And then when Deshaun comes back, it should open up more holes. So no matter how I split that one, no matter how I look at it, I think Chubb is going to have a very successful year, and he's getting downplayed for whatever reason.
Yep.
And I feel, and especially since this is not PPR, put that out there because
true.
Because I could end up going DeAndre Swift. I love him as well, but without that PPR, half PPR standard, all of a sudden I like Chubb a little more.
Zeke just went for $21. His value is definitely dropped for sure.
And now Chubb is going to the moon.
Oh, wow. He's not even.
This is why you don't do this strategy.
He's up to 39.
Let me think about this.
You might not need. Yeah, it might be like, hey, don't.
I'm gonna put 40 out there and see. But if anyone
40
goes
solid,
above
40 solid.
If anyone, I mean, first of all, it's more than I want. But if anyone goes above 40, I would let him go. But I'm gonna give him for 40. Okay, so I have a very solid running back.
A couple more down. You would have liked like a 34, right?
yeah, without a doubt. But I have the money, so it doesn't matter now. And then Tyreek Hill. Let's see what he ends up going for. But he would be a top tier guy that at least I could put on my team. But I don't want to overpay for him either because it kind of takes away from. Well, that's not bad. Let me see here.
So at this point, Jeff, even with your sit and wait approach, your first player was picked at the 22nd pick in the draft, right? That's pretty good sitting around waiting. You got into the 20s before you even decided to make a pick. You weren't the only one that waited. There is one other team in there that doesn't have a player yet, but
I guess this is what we have to wait for, right? So this will be interesting because if anyone else does it, you end up spending more for these middle round guys. Yes, you can probably get a few more, but if you end up battling it out like I did for Chubb, I end up losing a little bit of value. And then I actually get the return on all of the guys I want? I don't know if I will. So this will be really interesting. DeAndre Swift is about to go for 39. So
I can't even Chubb bid that much anymore. Yeah. Swift went for 39. Tyreek Hill, who we thought he was the pick before, he went for 37. So prices have gone down a little bit. They're not crazy.
And this is interesting
now.
39
and Chubb went for 40. And earlier you were having Mixon go for 44 and Cook go for 43. There's not much of a difference right now.
No. And now someone's trying to throw out Breece Hall, knowing that he's a lower rated running back and trying to figure out where he's going to go. So you're kind of like playing with the value scale, right? Like everyone keeps going high. You throw out a rookie and being like, okay, he should be a lot lower.
We'll see if this is, maybe this is somebody that they want and they're going to get him. He's going to go $22 right now. Yeah, there we go. $22 for Breece Hall. James Conner's up again. I'm staying away from James Conner. If you look at those stat numbers right there, Jeff, when they pop up on the screen, James Conner, 752 yards last year. That's it. 15 touchdowns. Doesn't feel sustainable.
No. The touchdown percentage, it was crazy. And on the way he played last year, I went after him and ended up trading for him in one of my leagues because you just saw it was going to keep happening. This year, not saying it couldn't, but I just, if they keep running him like that in the red zone, he could repeat, but it is very unlikely. I mean,
he just went for $31. So.
Yeah. The chances of that repeat, I think, are just very, very low.
All right. My turn to nominate. Don't know what direction I want to go. I'm going to go after a quarterback. See if I can, I'm just going to see what happens. I'm kind of curious if I throw out a guy early. This is more of just I don't know. I'm just curious. Like, every quarterback's still available but Josh Allen, right? And I threw out Russell Wilson. He's down further. I'm just curious. I'm going to see what kind of if he goes for more or if you can get him for less. He's actually right at value of 4, so you're not getting a discount here. Which I'm just trying to find out. This is something I want to do over these auctions. Figure out where this sweet spot is for quarterback value.
I think if you would have thrown out maybe, like, it's hard because there's so many quarterbacks at 4. So I don't think you necessarily will save money on it. But if you throw out like a Mahomes or a Herbert, I do wonder if you would save it then.
Well, I'm kind of curious if you throw out these other quarterbacks, and then I don't know. I'm just curious. I know there's a sweet spot where it seems like where you can get a cheap guy. And I'm just gonna try to play with that, see what happens. Cam Akers is up here. He's up to 26. He's gonna go over 26. That's not bad value, but again, people like he's coming off an Achilles injury. No one's ever come back from that as a running back and been any kind of good. So we'll see. T. Higgins, he's up here. sitting at 11. He's going to go higher, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20. Keeps raising up to 22. It's not bad right there for a guy just outside of the top 10 in the ranks. 24 now. 25, 26. So it's a slow build for T. Higgins on this one, where he just kind of slowly goes up to 27.
Yeah, two teams are battling it out.
Kind of goes back up towards a little better value. But
the wide receivers, when you get to this area, like tier 3 and on, become very, like, I don't know if it really matters. It does feel like you're overpaying for like $31 for a DJ Moore, even though he does have upside. Does feel like a lot. All of a sudden, all these guys feel very interchangeable, even to me.
They do.
And I'm not sure which one, like what pair could I actually draft that would make me feel like I got, a top, like guys that can really put a strong year together. And I don't have to worry about it.
It was crazy.
I don't know.
Looking at some of these prices that ESPN throws out there, and Mike Williams is now $25 pre-draft value, only $1 less than AJ Brown, only $4 less than Mike Evans. He's higher than a lot of other guys. Man, Mike Williams, I've talked about this. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I like Mike Williams. He had like 5 good games in his whole career at this point. He was great to start last year, and that was it. And we waited 5 years for him to do it.
Yeah, you really have to show that you can put together a solid year. He can put together a solid, 3-game stretch.
Yep.
And then it kind of goes back to Keenan Allen or whoever it's going to be. Like,
yeah,
it'd be very difficult to put that much money into a guy that we've seen for multiple years. It's not a second or third year even. So
these guys are actually going for a little cheaper here. DJ Moore just went for 24. That's under what his pre-draft value was.
Well, that is very good for me. So I'm going to go ahead and nominate Mike Evans, which I would love to have. I feel like he's very, very safe, high touchdown potential with Godwin not there.
Maybe Julio's lowered his value slightly. I'm curious. I don't think he's going to, but in drafts, maybe he has.
And I'm going to have to pick out like a walk away number because I'm not like completely in love with him, even though I would like to have him. But I do feel like, once again, mix and match, he would be my number 1 pick. Oh, great. Oh,
wow.
Okay. This
$22, Jeff. That's awesome. So what I'm noticing like this 10 to 20 range of wide receiver is going for cheaper than their value. This is a good spot for wide receiver, actually. That's a great, that works out great for you there. $22 for Mike Evans all day.
That was very nice. Yeah. So I might have hopefully we'll see what happens, but I might have a very well-rounded starting group, which would be great because I will have money. And in this one too, I can wait and put it into my bench, but I would have a few guys, but I might as well go out and make sure I get a quarterback I want, a tight end I want, which maybe wouldn't be like your strategy at the moment. Like wait, get a very cheap one of each. So this could turn out. So I'm wondering if it will bridge the gap between you having really high-end players and you have a couple, like 3. So I don't know if I can close that gap, but we will find out.
Yeah, I'm curious there's Travis Kelce's going for 23. Andrews just went for 23, and Kelsey's going to go for maybe 23 as well. It's not bad.
Yeah, I still have a hard time with that, and there really are only a couple tight ends you feel really, really good about.
Here you go, quarterback time, Justin Herbert. But as of right now, what I'm finding is that wide receiver tier. It's a good tier right now. So I'm curious what happens to AJ Brown or McLaurin, Mike Williams. But maybe that's the point, is there's a lot of them left, and that's why they're going. These guys early on are going for cheaper. DJ Moore went for cheaper. Mike Evans went for cheaper. Who else? There's one other guy went for slightly cheaper. T. Higgins went for a little bit cheaper. So there's Herbert for 11. Not bad value at all.
No.
Here's Aaron Jones, kind of a forgotten guy, but he's still just almost top 10. Not quite.
I know. I do like
this
Aaron
is an
Jones.
one here.
Well, we'll find out if he's going to go for. If he gets to 30, then I'm just, I'll call it off. I have other guys I want, but if I'm going to get him for a low 20s, I'll go. Yeah. So currently I have him at 25.
Right now, just 25. Ooh, guys kind of bidding him here at 26.
Yeah. Where do I want? I'm actually going to, the problem is it's such a good price. I'm going to let it go.
Okay. 26 for Aaron Jones. Jeff doesn't get him. There's still a couple more guys there though, right?
I really like
Dobbins.
Saquon. I really like Dobbins.
People
Elijah
hated your
Mitchell.
Dobbins pick in the last draft, Jeff.
I don't know why people hate Dobbins, man. I mean, I realize he's still hurt.
Well, there's ETN. ETN's value on ESPN is cheap.
Oh yeah, very cheap. I mean, there's
Which-
a lot of guys that are cheap here. So I pretty much have to get, I don't have to get, but I can really push a stable full
Here
of
you go,
guys.
Jeff.
Like, let's see how much Dobbins goes for, because I really do want Saquon. But if I can get Dobbins and Saquon, that would be tremendous.
He's up to 24 already.
Yeah. I mean, it's really gonna put me in my place if I was kind of like, oh, I should have gotten. Okay, so I might as well bid him up because I know this guy is going.
Oh, you might get him at 29.
Yeah, I mean, that's still not bad now that I know Jones went. I can still go. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get him. So I can still get Barkley, hopefully, and I can end up with a very well-rounded roster where I have Nick Chubb and Saquon, J.K. Dobbins as my flex, Mike Evans, and then I should be able to get at least one more. Well, I was gonna say one more wide receiver as AJ Brown comes up, which he would be, depending on how much he goes for, he would be another guy I would look at. Once again, you're taking some risk with him, but you're going for upside the way I'm playing. So right. I do have to believe if you're paying a guy $100 million, you're going to try to throw him the damn ball. So, and I'm going to get him for 23, which I think another one. AJ Brown and Mike Evans both went for cheap, but the running backs are still going. Yeah, the running backs here are still going for a decent amount. So here's Saquon, and this is where I will find out. He's kind of the last running back at that tier. So I do think he's probably going to go for more than he should. Because after that, it goes to Josh Jacobs and, Antonio Gibson, Elijah Mitchell, which I think Elijah Mitchell is a steal at this point right now. But Saquon is kind of the last one of this tier. And, oh, my God, I might get him for 20.
I'm going to share the screen for a little bit here.
So I got him for 20. I wasn't sure what was happening.
Can you see my screen, Jeff?
Yeah, I can see it.
There we go. So I'm gonna share the draft here for a few minutes.
Oh yeah, that's way better. Why didn't we do this before? All right, we forgot to put that one up. That's our bad.
There we go. So yeah, Saquon, Jeff. You know what?
Actually, it's turning out really well.
The sit and wait's not terrible.
No, at first I was really hating myself because there was a few that went for cheaper than they should. But if I put that money out there, I might have been able to bid people up and still not get them, which would have been best of both worlds, to be honest. But
there
now
we go. Mike Williams went for 24. Gabe Davis is up. See, I went big early, and now I'm kind of like, what can I do? I don't have a lot of money to play around with. Jeff, yours. Let's see if I'll pull yours up on the screen here. Jeff with Nick Chubb, J.K. Dobbins, Mike Evans, AJ Brown, Saquon Barkley. Kind of like it.
Yeah, and I think for this one, there is a lot of people, and I'm going to throw someone I don't want out. Actually, I'm going to throw Jalen Waddle, which he has tremendous upside, but for this team I'm building right now, I don't want him. I think that he'll take some money off the board. But I think with this one, I think where I could go wrong, even though I have a very solid start with $66 left, I think I could go wrong if I continue to invest all of that into players that might just end up on the bench. So I am going to try to go out and get a QB and a tight end that I like, and then I can, finish it off with a few guys that I feel really strongly about, around the $10 range,
right?
And then end it with $1. So I will have more depth, but I think it would be a mistake if I don't go out and make sure I get a QB and tight end.
So Terry McLaurin's at 20. See, I don't know if the Mixon pick, maybe I shouldn't have gone with that, but because I'm kind of down, I don't know what to do here money wise, but I don't know. Let's see what Michael Pittman. This is going to be a test for me. I love Michael Pittman. Everyone knows I love Michael Pittman. His pre-draft value is $21. I feel like he's going to go closer to value than these other guys have gone. That's just my guess here. And he's getting very close to it. He's up to 20. Yeah, there he goes. He's up to 20. His pre-draft value is 21. He's definitely going close to value here.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that and he's one of those guys in the middle that I do think has a lot of upside.
$20 is a good price.
Yeah, it really is.
Maybe I should have done it. I'm kicking myself.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the question is, who else can you get? If you show the wide receivers that you can get currently, I'm a huge Marquise Brown fan. I am. But like Deontay Johnson, who I love, I think he's still pretty safe, but he's going to have.
I feel like I missed an opportunity there for Pittman.
I think he is a very safe one. I also like Cortland Sutton. I think he has high upside. Obviously, you're wondering who's going to be the primary guy with Russell Wilson, Jerry Jeudy or him. I think both of them have, just ceilings of opportunity. So I would get either, But yeah, who else do you feel as good about?
I don't feel good with a lot of them.
Yeah.
That was a mistake on my part.
I think you should.
Sometimes when you look and you're not paying attention enough to the board. I like Darnell Mooney, but I like Darnell Mooney as a third. Deontay Johnson, I don't mind yet. But Pittman, I love Pittman. I should have gone for him right there. The price didn't get too crazy. Was a little too worried about my money. But you know what? Should have done it. Sometimes you have those moments in auctions where you're like, dang it, that I know I should have made that move right there. And I didn't make it, but yeah, we'll see how it plays out now. My turn to nominate a player. Let's see here. I feel like I need to get somebody. You know what? Let's throw Deontay. I kind of like Deontay. I'm curious where he goes.
Yeah. So
I gotta get myself to make a decision here.
Yeah.
Got to make a decision. He's up to $15. That's not a bad value. I'll go 16. I still think that's okay. I think that's cheap. Yeah. Okay. I'll take Deontay for 16 as my 2. All right. Not bad.
Yeah. That's a good pick.
So wide receivers, that mid-tier wide receiver, great value all around right now. That's for sure. I love that. I love the value I'm seeing. Here's Antonio Gibson. I have fallen out of in love with Antonio Gibson from my early days. Just not a fan. I tried pawning him off in our dynasty league today, and no biters. No one would take him. No one's taking Antonio Gibson in a dynasty league anymore. It's crazy. So yeah, he's going for $20 right now. He's going to go for $20. It's kind of cheap, but I just haven't seen much from him, to be honest. That makes me excited. Here's Marquise Brown, Jeff.
Yeah, we'll find out. I don't need him, but I do love his value. I could go to 20.
Pre-draft value on this is 18. He's currently at 16. Others
like him
17. Jeff goes 17.
And I would love him to be my third.
17. Great. 17. Beautiful, Jeff.
Yeah, wonderful. So it's working out well. And now I really do. I can nominate in 2. So I think that is where I can go after. I have to decide if I want to put out a tight end or a QB. Tight end is I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to go QB, and I'm going to see how much Mahomes goes for. Tight end, I'm still not completely sold. Like I know that Kittle and Pitts and technically Waller are better than these other guys, but I don't know how much I like them more than say Hawkinson or a Dalton Schultz. So that one I'm going to kind of play around and find out.
Went Sutton for 16, solid value again.
Yeah, I love that. And that one's a great pick too.
There's Drake London. First rookie receiver I've seen. Jeff, your team, Chubb, Dobbins, Mike Evans, AJ Brown, Saquon, Marquise Brown. You gotta like that a lot.
It's definitely working out. It would be interesting to find out if I could have put one more higher end guy on here and still make it work by the end, right? So whoever I get here, if I could put that difference into, say, instead of getting, I'm trying to think of who it would be. But
you're gonna nominate here, and then I think we'll probably cut this show off here at this point. We'll come back with another one reviewing what we did, but we've got a good start here. Jeff got to see the sit and wait, and then you got to see me wait around. We'll see how it plays out at the end. Patrick Mahomes is up here if you can see that. Bids up to 9, 10, 11, 12.
Let me think. Do I like someone else a little bit better? I'll throw one more out there. I never pay for QB, so I kind of want to.
I'm curious how it works. If you get him, I like your team, and you get a quarterback at the top.
Yeah, I kind of like Mahomes.
I like it. There you go.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes to that squad, Jeff.
Yeah, and now I can get a tight end, and then everything else is just money. So that'd be great.
Well, there we go. It's a good start. So definitely look for part 2 of this show. We'll go review what we did, how it played out. But it was a good start. That sit and wait's more interesting than I thought. As long as you don't wait too long. You waited about top 10 of each.
Yeah. To be fair though, if I was able to get Jonathan Taylor for the price you did, I definitely would have, and then I could have waited. No, I mean, like, I wonder if that would have been the way to go. Like if you only got one of your guys and then you waited.
Yep. At this point, I got some top end value, but you got some more depth, and Pitts just went for 10 as we were talking. But
that's okay.
But all right, that'll be it. That'll do it for right now. We'll be back and let you guys know how it went. Talk to you next time.